into this TVP right here, as we have spawning up in the top left. In the blue for CSO Esports, it is Milkicow.
And his opponent in the red color, it's the Protoss, fighting for hot-headed gaming, NightPhoenix, from the Ukraine.
Yes. Very nifty. NightPhoenix, I believe. So also goes by the name Sly Crab. A newcomer to the group stage in general. So pretty neat to see them coming on in. Milkicow has been here a couple of times, but hasn't made that deep run just yet. This is going to be neat to see what these two can throw at each other.
Looking around now, NightPhoenix's first game, 2018.
Yeah,
so that is actually quite late for StarCraft 2. It's like, oh, that's been a couple of years, but not for StarCraft.
Yeah, exactly. It's a 4-year career, and you're not even, well, I guess you're about a third of the lifetime there.
Yep, exactly.
But this is going to be interesting to see. Similar to to the first series of the day, this does have some pretty decent-sized implications for the group. Both of these players are gonna be they're gonna be on the outside shot, I think, to make it through. So both of them are kind of in a situation where I think they must win this series in order to be able to make it through to the playoffs. And you know, even that aside, it's worth money to win each best of 3. Like it's a pretty chunk of change. I believe it's 125 USD, I think, per series for the European stage. No?
I haven't looked into that. I wouldn't be able to say. But yeah, they do try to pay for each one of those matches, right? So the better you do, regardless, you're always going to try your best. Even if you're already eliminated for the group, they still want you performing at the best that you can to give us the best matches that we could possibly have. So, you know, this makes sense. And it's I think it's a good way to kind of, you know, pay the athletes.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice incentive there. Means that the games will be competitive. Like, even if you get eliminated very quickly, let's say you lose your first 4 games, you're pretty much mathematically out. You can still walk away with a decent chunk of change added to your prize pool just by winning the next 3. That's now that would kind of make it, you know, super bittersweet, because then it's like, oh man, I performed my best when I was already eliminated, blah blah blah. But it's nice that there's still that payout. And that's something that the players are going to, of course, be thinking about. Now, something kind of interesting in the early game is NightPhoenix focused a lot of these SCVs with the probe to get them all down to 40 HP and put them in the 2-shot range for Oracles or Adepts. Kind of neat to see. Did he just recall a probe? What did he just recall? No, he recalled a... Okay, no, he recalled the Adept. Yeah, what am I doing?
Yeah. You were still thinking about the other things, right? That's why I'm here. I'm just looking. I'm not thinking. I'm just seeing things, and then I'll relay the information back to you once you're done thinking.
Oh, interesting move right here. He goes for the lift. It does secure that kill. That's kind of nifty. Oh, ho, ho. Wow. Hello? Special, is that fusion. You? That's a fusion core.
Interesting. Already up against the Stargate, like this Phoenix is gonna see it quite quickly.
Yeah. Is this... Okay, so in the GSL, there was actually a moment where Cure built a fusion core by accident instead of an armory. And with the number of Widow Mines that we're seeing, this could have absolutely been like an armory Widow Mine play. Now, I'm not gonna... We'll see in a moment. Like, he may be... Okay, yeah, no, he's going BCs for real, because you look at the gas and the minerals, you see that he's got enough for this. That is pretty wild right here. Ooh, sneaky Widow Mines do catch an Adept. 2 SCVs go down for just 1 Adept. That's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, it keeps tabs on the Terran here as well. Curious to see how he's going to approach this BC kind of situation. He is adding in more gateways, and we're seeing an Immortal on the production tab. Now that on its own is not going to do too much in this situation, but I wonder what his plan is with that overall. Like, is he going to try to get aggressive with that, or is that for the Widow Mines try and just bust them out quite quickly? I'm not sure.
That is a very good question right there. We do see the Widow Mine drop coming into the natural expansion of NightPhoenix. Wow, that really got the minimum damage it could have gotten. Looks like 1 in the main base, only got 2 probes. 2 in the natural, only got 2 probes. So he only gets 4 probes for 3 Widow Mines. I'm surprised we haven't seen NightPhoenix throwing down a Void Ray right here. It is double port BC right now. This is full memery coming in from Milkicow. This is incredible stuff.
It's exciting to see Milkicow play again, especially when he's playing like this. This is a treat.
Yeah, this is...
I mean, it might just not go any way in his favor, but it's it's still nice to see for us.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, where'd those Widow Mines go? Oh, he loaded them back up. Ooh. Well, that was a little bit optimistic right there. He's going to lose the medevac. Oh, please, can we kill this?
Oh, my.
Focused on the Adepts on the other side. Ooh. Does eat another Widow Mine shot. Gets a pretty nice friendly fire mine. Won't kill the SCVs, but does leave them in a bit of a tizzy. Now, interesting move. He did not blink across the map with his BC. So it does have its teleport available. This is so wild. There's no Twilight Council. Like, these Stalkers are going to do okay against the BC, but not great.
Especially when it's only 4 of them. We've got to be careful with that. I guess he wants to just kind of zone it away. He has enough Stalkers here for the 1 BC. He's aware of the double BC production hour as well. And we're still not seeing Void Rays on the menu, so he's just sticking with the Stalkers. It's like, yeah, no, I just need Stalkers to deal with this.
I mean, like he's right in a sense, but there is going to become a critical mass of BCs where, like, they can just kind of set up on the edge of a base, like in the kind of the dead airspace, and just pick away at you. Like, this is a pretty good map for this. I'm really surprised that NightPhoenix is not taking this more seriously. Oh, okay, he's going to go for a double Twilight Council. I think he wants both upgrades at once. This is something Showtime did once upon a time, and that was a very cool move. This is the weirdest game. Yeah, right? Do we actually even need the charge? Like, is it even going to help?
Well, I imagine there's going to be some sort of factory play with this, right? Mac just siege tanks on the ground. It looks like Milkicow is just potentially going to very slow approach this. And kind of like the TVZ, perhaps, right? Where you just play very defensively, you build up your siege tank lines. We might see just sensor towers going up pretty soon. And then you just kind of run around with your BCs, right?
Yeah.
It does have a lot of that kind of flavor to it right now.
Yeah, no, I would tend to agree. It feels like that's what he wants to go for. The only thing is that his third base is going to be so late. Milkicow, or pardon me, NightPhoenix did have a pretty late third base himself, but it's still so much faster. Oh, Widow Mines? Wow, what? How did those just refuse to fire?
Yeah, no, I was genuinely surprised there as well. That was weird. It's like that was on there for so long.
Yeah, very.
Well, these pro players, they just have a way with their units, man. I tell you.
It's so funny because, like, NightPhoenix was so sure they were gonna fire as well, so that's why he was like splitting the Phoenixes like that. He's like, oh, what? And he's just freaking out, and then it's like, oh, absolutely nothing.
Oh, fun.
Looks like the second Twilight Council... Oh, he actually canceled it. Okay. So that was a mistake then. Yamato Cannon is going to come down. He gets all of the Phoenixes here. And he's going to win the fight against these Stalkers. Pretty handily, in fact. Meanwhile, other side of the map... Ooh, oh my goodness. That BC, that fresh BC was so close to going down. 25 HP. He is going to get this command center, though. Now, funnily enough, that is a 4th command center. Blink will come on home to bring the BCs back home. This is such a weird game. He's really just going mass Blink Stalker right now and trying to make it work, and he might be able to. Oh, he's going to get another base right here. This is so tough for Milkicow, but a huge Blink forward into a couple of tanks. SCVs are going to get pulled. The BCs, 2 of them are going to fall very quickly back-to-back, but he's going to lose every single unit here to make this happen. Another BC goes down, though. That's pretty big.
Yeah, that was very impactful attack of NightPhoenix. Has even more Stargate. Surprised that he's going in again, but he's getting more SCVs. Really would like to see him take out the battle cruisers though. That feels like the way to win this game at this point, right? Because those battle cruisers, siege tanks, they take so long to build, and he just took out like 80% of them.
Yeah, he just killed 3 of the BCs, multiple siege tanks, 4 siege tanks during that little engagement. Oh, those Widow Mines. Oh, boy. Oh, I did not realize those were there, and NightPhoenix did at kind of the last second. 33 Stalkers have gone down. The thing is, he's keeping these BCs from hitting that critical mass that I was talking about, and that's going to be very difficult. A couple Yamatos do manage to land. Milkicow needs to figure out this Observer's here. There we go. Now he should be able to stabilize with these Widow Mines, I think. More Stalkers going to warp in, though. Oh, Yamato Cannon is going to kill the Warp Prism. NightPhoenix is going to blink past. This is a little bit bold. I think we should see the SCVs being pulled, but he's not going to go for it. I don't know. This is such a crazy game right here. Oh, siege tank.
Milkicow's army supply is rising still. However, like, there's going to be a moment where, you know, the battle cruisers can fly across the map, but are you going to get these siege tanks and Widow Mines there as well? These small packs of Stalkers coming in one at a time. I mean, he's just shut in.
Yeah, he's super trapped. His economy has been pretty much gutted. It's 74 probes to 49 SCVs. The, Fusion Core went down as well. Milkicow has so little influence on the map, and he's pretty nearly mined out. Now, is this... Okay, this is to try and take the 3rd base. Like, he's killing so much of the Protoss, but he can't seem to keep NightPhoenix off of him.
Yeah. If this was a bio army and you had 50 army supply versus 30, right? There might be a chance for him to kind of walk across the map. But this being the mech army that it is, I don't know if this supply would kind of, you know, it'll probably just get intercepted or counterattacked, and then, you know, this situation's just probably going to get worse from there.
Yeah, exactly. It's just going to be, yeah. It's an army that needs to be set up very well in order to be effective. Ooh, NightPhoenix is going to blink forward. There's Widow Mines underneath. Wow, they were so underwhelming, but they were still pretty good. That's a lot of dead stock. Actually, okay, I take it back. They were not underwhelming. That's 10 dead stalkers right there for nothing. Okay, that went very well for Milkicow. That's the kind of thing he needed. That actually, yeah. I think that puts him right back in the game and maybe even in the lead. Now the missile turret deflects this Warp Prism. Okay, actually, yeah, that trap with those Widow Mines was exactly what the Doctor ordered, and I think that kind of resets the game a little bit.
Yeah, like, the one thing I'm most worried for Milkicow right now is that he's still basically on this 1 base economy. NightPhoenix is going to have this 3 base economy, pretty much. Well, it's another command center floating by right now. Hold on. That's going to equal it out a little bit, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's still better for NightPhoenix. His economy is way ahead. But Milkicow he's doing things that will allow him to still stay in this game. Oh, he's not going to be able to get that Observer. Nice job from NightPhoenix keeping that safe. He prioritized Observer speed, which against this Widowmine BC-centric style is a very smart call. Oh, can he get this Observer? No, he cannot. Once again, quick hands from NightPhoenix. Milkicow. Oh, wow, he Yamato'd the Observer. So it really goes to show how much he's prioritizing killing off those Observers. 36 Blink Stalkers on the map right now. Damn, yeah. He is really focused on this Stalker count.
I really like shooting the Observers, actually, because they're kind of the unit that allow the Stalkers to run around, not getting blown up by the Widow Mines and the siege things, right? And when they are not there, you're just going in, hoping you're not going to run into a siege tank line or 3 Widow Mines up a cliff somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. You're kind of just crossing your fingers. And speaking of which, we're going to see a blink forward in on top of BCs. This is going to cost him a lot of these Stalkers. He will get some decent trades. And once again, can the economy of Milkicow withstand this? Even though he's killing off a lot of these Stalkers, his economy is still so much worse than his opponent. He's lost 21 SCVs during this period. Another scan will kill off another Observer. We are going to see a huge blink forward into this base. But it looks like the Widow Mines were able to get some decent damage, and with the mass repair, he'll keep this planetary up. but he lost the tanks.
No, as long as this base is alive, that is pretty good. But the army supply of Milkicow has plummeted a little bit. That's a problem with the way his bases are laid out right now. The production facilities are still quite far away from the mineral lines, and basically he has to defend 3 positions when he only has enough army supply to defend 2 of these. NightPhoenix definitely taking every opportunity there with those Blink Stalkers spread out into multiple groups. Now Adepts as well joining in the mix.
The Adepts is that's the weirdest choice, but I guess trying to abuse a Terran player who's struggling to be mobile, it can be pretty good. I mean, you're throwing things at your opponent. They're relatively cheap units. And he does get 4 SCVs. He's causing a little bit of a ruckus in the natural expansion. These Adepts are doing actually decently. And if they break through the supply depot, which I think they will, they're doing totally decent damage. They've kind of been worth it, which is weird to say at this stage of the game. Oh my god, they're going to get a tank too? These Adepts are just... They just don't make any sense, but they're doing so much. This is great.
They're doing more. Look at that. They're still going.
Oh my god.
You have to respect this as well in a way. But then as soon as you overreact to it, right, you send too little, and those Stalkers will just run down your 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, and nice split target fire right there from NightPhoenix. Going to be able to take that down, and he's going to kill off this 5th base. As you said, even without like an overreaction, there just wasn't anything in position here. Ooh, blink forwards.
Oh my.
One-shotting the first couple BCs. My goodness, that's pretty good for NightPhoenix, and it feels like that's kind of, well, I mean, something we haven't talked about, which is actually the nail in the coffin, is the Tempest transition. There's 3 Tempests, plus 2 is already nearly done, and while, you know, Milkicow has been holding, these Tempests, there's just no answer, and wow, okay, just like that, an instant GG. Yeah.
So smart. I mean, it was so daring to make that blink with the Stalkers, but you know, when you realize you got the Tempest coming up, it's very smart because the battle cruise is pretty much the one solution you might have to the Tempest right there. And yeah, GG, well played.
Yeah, that was a that I feel like that is gonna be the weirdest game we'll have in all of DreamHack Masters Europe. That one just made no sense. In so many ways. It was beautiful. You couldn't ask for more. Really putting on a show right there, but ultimately it did not work out for Milkicow. A little bit unfortunate. But we're going to get into game number 2 in just a little bit here.
Yeah, loved seeing how he approached it, and I'm very, very interested to see how he's going to try to approach this one. If he does this again, then, well... I don't know, he at least assumes that he's figured something out. I don't know if he actually has or not, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, this is... I honestly have no idea what to expect. Now, what I was thinking when Milkicow was going to, you know, step up to the plate is I was thinking, okay, he's probably going to go for Armory Widow Mines. He's going to play heavy macro behind it. He'll go with a lot of sensor towers, a lot of liberators, maybe even see nukes hitting the field. Yep. And I was like, okay, Milkicow is very good at this style. He's a little bit like a Spirit Junior in that sense. It's excellent macro. It feels like he's always got so many units, even when he's taking big losses. But we really didn't see anything like that at all. We just saw the weirdest game. And... I mean, to Milkicow's credit, he survived so much longer than I expected him to be able to. But it's still, the result was still the same. And he still ends up getting run over. And we'll have to see if he kind of maintains this level of shenaniganery. Or if he, you know, if he goes to a little bit more of a normal setup here as we get into game number 2. And we have spawning up in the top left. Coming in with some memes for CSO Esports, it is Milkicow in the blue.
In the bottom right side here, there's a red Protoss, hailing by the name of NightPhoenix. He is from Team Hot-Headed Gaming. There you go. I already said it's NightPhoenix then.
Yeah, that one threw me for a loop. I was like, oh,
It was.
It was
Yeah.
a nice mix up. The 2-port
I
BC
like
of intros.
Yeah, no, I tend to mix it up a bit more on my own, and I guess I just kind of did that, and I forgot about you doing all the camera controls right now. So it's not tougher that way, isn't it?
Exactly. It's it makes for a funny scenario, and you kind of keep things fresh.
Yeah, you know, keep it interesting. Say
Exactly.
it before the zoom and then afterwards the zoom again. It's like
Oh.
it's like a guy when he's at the carnival with the mallet game where you have to smack the moles coming up, but he smacks it before it comes out, and then it pops up, it goes away, and he smacks it afterwards again. Just 2 misses. All right, this game it looks very, very normal so far.
Yeah, just a double gas opener coming in from Milkicow. That is how so many Terran players are choosing to play this matchup these days. It makes things simple for you in the early game. You don't really have to worry about like a proxy second gateway or a max packs opener or anything that's really nasty. Oh man, speaking of nasty. Oh, he's going to hide it outside the... No, he's not. Okay, he's going to let him through. Oh, get it. Oh, he's a bait. Okay, he does escape out. That SCV really... So Milkicow literally repaired that up by 1 HP and then pulled it off and just like left it there as bait.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, he gets himself a probe. NightPhoenix, shy 1 scout now.
Yeah, it's something I love when Protoss players do these days is when the SC or when the probe is trapped, you just go for a cheeky recall. Mathematically, it is worthwhile, and it's such a nuisance to the Terran. Like, it's so like annoying. You're just like, ugh, how dare you?
Yeah. It's like having this gift in front of you and then someone takes it away immediately afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Now we are going to be seeing a Stargate opener, and Milkicow, he wasn't able to get in there. This Reaper is super trapped. There should be no way that it gets out of here. That's very frustrating. We're used to, or at least I'm used to Terran players getting the scout here, and as a result, we do see, okay, now he gets in here with the Hellion. We'll be able to scout this up, and is even going to get 1 probe. Okay, not so bad. After the first Reaper goes down for really not a whole lot. Oh, if he can get a second probe, that'd be great. Oh, he wants it so bad, but no, he will get zoned out.
Really hunting that probe, yeah. It gets away with that Hellion, and the Hellion can be quite useful later down the line as well. I'm amazed sometimes with, like, if you just leave a Hellion there for a couple of minutes and then suddenly it just waddles into a 3rd base that had no idea there was still a Hellion there somewhere.
Yeah, you can definitely get some good work done with that. And speaking of which, there's actually nothing in the natural.
Game paused.
Well, that was kind of weird. The Hellion didn't didn't have the animation, but it did the damage to the probe. That was very strange.
I saw that too.
Okay, so it wasn't just you. Okay. Milkicow.
Interesting. Oh no.
No. It's fine. It's a very basic setting in StarCraft 2.
All right. You don't need to reset the game, right? You can just do it immediately in game. All right, nice. Yeah.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah. You can do it. It's a very quick setting.
That is quite cool.
Yes.
It's funny. It is one of those settings that you only just now realize when you try to click on an enemy building.
Yeah.
It's like 4 minutes in the game. It's like, oh, my settings are off.
Oh, there's no bunker in the natural expansion. NightPhoenix.
That Widowmine.
Sneaky. Oh, that was a really important Widowmine, actually. I didn't even see that there. Milkicow is so sneaky with his Widowmines. Now, this is something that I thought we were going to be seeing in the previous game, and what I expected to see from Milkicow in terms of the game plan, it is going to be the Armory Widowmines. First Widowmine not going to be able to be burrowed here. Second one will burrow in the natural. Oh, the target fire. He almost got the juiciest shot right there, but NightPhoenix was just able to get those probes away.
Yeah. Again, it was the Phoenix story all over again. I really thought that was going to go off, but no, sir. keeping them alive for now.
And this is a pretty rough situation, yeah, because it was a quick robo follow-up here for NightPhoenix. As long as he doesn't lose track of these Widowmine drops, this shouldn't be able to get too much done. Now, this is the kind of thing that I was talking about, where Milkicow's macro behind this is so strong. Widowmines. Ooh, one of them. Oh, wow, that one almost went off. Only gets one Adept right there. Does force a lot of lost mining time, but that's not worth it for all those Widowmines.
Yeah.
Okay, he did drop the third one, or the fourth one out, kind of in the front. And now he's kind of just trying to bait around. It is going to be... This is going to be it, I think. Oh, wait, actually, hang on. He's building 2 more mines. Okay. Part of what makes this style so strong is that you're just on top of the Protoss for so long, but you need to have incredibly clean macro to make this work, and that is Milkicow's bread and butter in this situation. I do like the way he's going for this. This is cheeky as well. He's looking to bait these Phoenixes in and get a massive connection with them, with the Widowmines, that is.
Yeah, I like what you said there with the macro behind this, because when you see these Widowmine plays, you're just thinking in your head like, oh, the micro, but yeah, one of the more important things is that you don't let your macro falter behind it.
Yeah, and when you're going for this specifically, it is very difficult to keep your macro on point. Oh, I love this cannon in the natural, by the way, from NightPhoenix. And speaking of the macro aspect, Milkicow is even on workers right now. Like, this is a good position for him in terms of economy. Like, he's cruising. He's not uncomfortable by any stretch.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the 3rd base coming up. Look at that, the Ghost Academy already in production. He's got the +1/+1 coming in. Yeah, no, it's looking pretty good for him.
Yeah.
And even with the early game harassment not going exactly his way, I guess NightPhoenix still respecting it so much that, you know, with Milkicow's macro being as proper as it was, like you said before, he's just in a good spot right now, regardless of how many kills he got.
Yeah, it's crazy considering how much you commit to it, like how many mines you go for. But it's such a huge distraction, and you're so focused on not just losing the game to a single Widowmine drop that, you know, sometimes your own pro production slips a little bit. Sometimes you don't take that 3rd Nexus because you have to invest so much into the defense. You don't take it as much as or as early as you'd like to. And now Milkicow, he's still going to have these Widowmines as just a threat to drop. Shouldn't be able to get this mine burrowed. No, he won't be able to. It's a nice job right there from NightPhoenix. But yeah, Milkicow, he's up 4 workers right now. And he's finished up his 1-1. There is a Colossus here, and his army is mostly Marines. So he's got to be extremely careful right now. But it's only the one Colossus. EMP does pop out, and he EMPs the sentries. Ooh, I feel like NightPhoenix has to get the hell out of here with this army now. This feels like the kind of army that can get concaved on so hard. And look at this, the SCV pull going to come on in. I love that move. The Adept's actually shading away from helping out the army. Colossus will get lifted up, but this is going to be a very strong pushback coming in from Milkicow. He loses 5 SCVs and a lot of mining time, but he will force his opponent back. However, we got to mention that NightPhoenix gets out with the high-value Colossus and that Warp Prism, and even recalls a couple of those Adepts.
Yeah, pretty good play there. Still not enough to really boot Milkicow out of this game, however. Still looking pretty sharp. They need a couple of those medevacts to come help out the infantry. He only has 2 medevacts in total. Yes, he does. Must have been losing them at some points.
Yeah, and I think he chose not to replenish them. He's realizing now how badly he does actually need them. Ooh, this army. Oh, man, if Milkicow knew the size of it, he would not have retreated right there. He would have gone right in on that, stimmed into it, and probably, yeah, with no blink, he would have run that army down. With no blink, no recall, that could have been a GG moment if Milkicow had scanned a little bit earlier. But whenever oh, sorry, go on.
So, yeah, maybe if he had like the 2 more medevacts there, right, he would have felt a little bit more comfortable. His army would have been full HP, but it's not in the cards.
Yeah, and you never want to stumble into an engagement. You don't want to just improv it, because he's assuming that there's 3 Colossus in that army. He's assuming that there's charge lots there ready to go. Man, NightPhoenix really loves like later stage of the mid-game adepts. It's very funny to see these continuing to warp these in. They did not do anything near what they did in the previous game. And now, all of a sudden, Milkicow is up 50 army supply.
Yeah, that is a bit worrisome. Looking at the resources lost tab, it doesn't really make, up for what is it, 60 supply overall. It truly doesn't. Just a slight bit less efficient with the gas here for NightPhoenix, more efficient on the minerals, but here he is again. Milkicow is just an army that is going to stampede, even with 3 Marauders going down to the disruptor shot there, but okay, it is still enough. Milkicow is backing up a little bit here, it seems.
Yeah, and it's hard to blame him. Like, he's with the 3 Colossus there and extend. Oh no, oh wow, never mind. They don't have extended thermal lance. Sometimes I look at Colossus and I'm just like, oh yeah, they're fine, and then I like check it and I'm like, oh okay, no, they're not fine. They're not okay at all. Widowmine, there was a Marine here. Widowmine is not enough, of course, to kill a War Prism, but he did have a Marine before. It looks like it might have been maybe F2'd forward.
There's another Widowmine a little bit further back there, so that may be the 2 Widowmine strike. This is just, look at that arc there from the Marauders. That's just going to stimulate the happy go capping into the Protoss base. That's a big warping, however. Is that still enough? I think it is.
Yeah, but
what's this big drop in the 3rd, actually?
Oh, that's going to get a lot of probe damage done. That's going to depower 2 gateways, killing off a 3rd. And I think Milkicow is just going to run him over right here. The loss of those Colossus was far too much. And once again, just the superior macro here of Milkicow kind of shining through. NightPhoenix not going to be able to hold. Oh my god, that was the worst friendly fire Widowmine you will ever see. That killed a medevac and 3 Marauders. Jeez.
That is quite rare for a Widowmine to kill a Marauder. That doesn't happen too often. 3 of them, my goodness.
That was the worst coworker you've ever seen.
Even not good enough to save NightPhoenix, however. This is best. I remember last year as well, just kind of hyping, or getting hyped up, I should say, about Milkicow and the performances we're seeing from him. It's looking very sharp.
Yeah, it's looking good, and it shows that he was maybe messing around in that first game a little bit. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with, trying to steal a cheeky win. But you got to be careful about getting a little bit too slapdash, I think, with your game plans, because he might look back on this and really wish that he had these map wins. We'll see. You never know, but I would be a little bit worried. We'll see. We'll see. It's way too early to call. Maybe he just goes 2-1 literally every series and ends up topping the group. Who knows? He is actually good enough to take down the top players in this group, I think. Who do we have? We got Goblin, Maxbax, Clem. Okay, Clem. Actually, I think he has beaten Clem once or twice in the past. In maybe just the weekly cups. It's still going to be like an extremely tall order, but yeah, it's just one of those things. I remember so many of the day 9 and day 10s of the tournament and just being like, oh man, this guy really needed 1 extra map, and it cost them a spot in the playoffs.
That's rough. That's rough. That's gonna leave a sour taste in your mouth, yeah. But looking at this group, there's 4 people, right, that are gonna move through, and I still feel like Milkicow probably one of those 4 people here, if I had to pick.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think he's got a really great chance. We're going to be heading into game number 3, though. This man looking to be one of the dark horses for this group. Spawning up the top left for Hot-Headed Gaming, it is NightPhoenix in the red.
And in the blue, it's the Terran player, of course. The very strong Russian. It is from CSO Esports, Milkicow.
Yeah, he is a very strong macro player. I remember seeing him for the first time trying to qualify into the DreamHack Masters, DreamHack Masters tournament in general in like 2019 or 2020, and thinking like, damn, this kid is really good. He's got so much potential. And then he kind of, didn't really rise to the level that I was hoping to see him maybe rise to. But it's been a slower rise, but he is still making his way up there, and he's definitely shown a ton of potential, and I'm really excited to see what he can do this season.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been looking into like overall development of skill of some other certain things as well, just in aspects of life, but it does seem like very often it has this up and down kind of pendulum swing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whenever you're learning something new and something to add to it, to improve upon that, suddenly, right, it's going to have to break down your game again. It's going to lower your skill. But then once that is added into the overall play that you already have developed, it's just going to keep building on it. And it's yeah. So I'm not, I'm not surprised, but I'm always hoping, especially with a player like Milkicow, then, if there is a little bit of a swing backwards, maybe we're going to see a swing further forwards, even stronger, every time.
Yeah, that's really cool to mention the competitive drive and like mindset and what it takes to take those steps forward, because that is the mark of a really great player, is a player that can innovate and develop their play quite effectively. Oh, that's kind of weird right there. Milkicow just backed off from what was a free probe kill, but I don't think he realized that this was Gate Nexus Cybernetics core, so he was expecting the Adept or Stalker to be out a little bit quicker. We are going to be seeing, by the way... Oh, okay, no, never mind. I thought he was going to swap this onto the reactor, so I was like, ooh, he's going to build a second Hellion. It's going to be Hellion drops. I was all excited, but no, it's just completely standard out of Milkicow so far. Only thing is that he takes advantage of the fact that there's an in-base command center location, and is able to get away with the reactor after the Reaper without building a bunker, and yeah, it's kind of nice, and still is able to get that command center pretty much on location.
Yeah, it's all going to work out for him. Right now, already quite aggressive with the Reaper and the Hellion. Are they going to live? Oh my, are they both going to live? No, the Hellion, they're dead, aren't they? They're both dead, never mind. I got so excited there for a moment. I was like, whoa, how are they both going to live? But no, there's an Adept waiting, of course. The Hellion hit a speed bump, apparently, and couldn't quite get away either.
Yeah, that was a cool little move right there from Milkicow, the way he split up those units. I actually did think he was going to get away. Now, this is something that is extremely unexpected. It is a double Viking play right here. Oh, that Phoenix. One more Marine shot would have survived. Oh, okay, people do raise in time. And Milkicow, oh, the jig is up right here. This is going to be like the craziest big game push you've ever seen, which is to say it's a 1-1-1 going in with, like a Cyclone, some Vikings, some Marines. But in this case, it is going to be a heavy focus on just Viking Cyclone. This is wild to me. I've never seen something like this.
Yeah, for a moment I thought like he's just very worried about like the War Prism and stuff, right? Because he was having a bit of struggle there with the previous game. The Phoenix continuously flying in, the War Prism letting units land, but is he actually going to get aggressive with this, is what you're telling me as well?
I think he has to. I think it would be extremely difficult if he didn't. Oh my god, these two Phoenixes are so low on HP. They are both one volley away from going down to these Vikings. For now, the Vikings are just going to land. They're going to kill off a pylon. They do have massive damage versus mechanical. Something very interesting here is the Immortal from NightPhoenix. That is a really smart move, because I do think it is going to be aggressive play with this. But NightPhoenix did something pretty smart, which is cutting Phoenix production in response to this, because you will get outproduced off the Reactor Viking, and the Immortal is going to be a much better decision to follow this up, I think. Behind this, though, it looks like Milkicow is actually not going to commit, so a lot of kind of subtle decisions going on here between the two players. That's pretty nifty to see.
All right, War Prism still on the way. regardless of the amount of Vikings. Actually, never mind. That's going to be a couple less Vikings now. Oof. Well, still 4, right? That's still a very good hit squad to try and find a War Prism somewhere, take it out.
Yeah, it's definitely... You're going to want more with that, though. The Vikings are so expensive in the early game. You need to find some damage with them. And the fact that NightPhoenix changed up his game plan is a very smart move. Now, pushing up the ramp into these 2 tanks is not the smartest move, in my opinion. Oh, boy, he is really trying to force the issue here. And the War Prism shows up, but it is so late. And I think...
Vikings, where are you? Vikings!
Oh. They're so lost in space right now. Oh, my God. This is... Oh, the Immortal. Oh, Whitey Siege. Oh, he's going to get the Immortal anyways. Now the War Prism will go down. But, I mean, is this going to be enough? I like that he's landing the Vikings. He's going to lose a couple of them.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, nice job right there from Milkicow. He saves the one Viking, stutter steps it back. That was the... This has led to the weirdest engagements I think I've seen in a TVP in, like, actually years.
Yeah, it's an interesting one for sure. But, I mean, if we look at it right now, Milkicow pretty close on that work account. Not too far behind. Nor on basis. That's 3rd base of NightPhoenix. Only just now started production. He has his Twilight Council on the way, but, I mean, Milkicow, he's already got his stim. He's got the +1 almost ready. Combat shield. He's going to get ready to start attacking with those infantry units. They're supported by Medivacs and NightPhoenix. What does he have? Still got some Immortals, Stargate on the middle, but like he's losing quite a bit of HP on those as well right now. His production is just not going to keep up without Milkicow, I feel like.
No, and we see it here. That was all of his tech units that just went down. He doesn't have Blink. He does not have Charge. He might even end up losing... Oh, nice fade right there with the War Prism. I mean, NightPhoenix is like, he's really going to struggle to scale with this army in terms of quality until he gets a Blink or Charge or Storm or something. And now, this is where things... Oh my god, he needs to like recall into the main, I think. He's going to try and War Prism drop back in.
No.
Milkicow not able to target down the War Prism. There it goes. Oh, and I think with that, that might be the hopes and dreams of NightPhoenix dashed in this series.
Yeah. I think you're right. There's some SCVs going down, but I think those were just mistaken SCVs that were brought along in the Medivacs. The siege tank. That's the wild. Like, there's so many like very funny things just happening overall. Nexus force down. That's kind of the big part here. A lot of infantry getting killed, but look at that army supply still. 40 versus 12.
Yeah, and this is all the army right now for NightPhoenix. This is the entire... This is all of the army supply represented right here. Whereas that was just a fraction of the army supply for Milkicow. He is now up 7 workers. He's tripling his opponent's army supply. I mean, NightPhoenix, he still doesn't even have Blink done just yet. His gateway count is only at 4. Like, the number of ways that he is behind in this game is staggeringly large. It's too many to really summarize with, other than to say that NightPhoenix needs a genuine miracle to try and make this happen, and he's going to even engage before Blink. All the Stalkers go down, and with that, NightPhoenix will also be forced to tap out.